Okay, so second conditional is the unreal conditional, okay? So when is it used? Well, first of all, unlike the first or real conditional, it's used to talk about unreal conditions, unreal situations, things that have not happened, things that are probably not going to happen, okay? So the first conditional is just if plus present simple and will plus the base form of the verb. So there's two clauses. There's the if clause and there's the will or would clause, okay? So in the real conditional we have something that could actually happen, real stuff, okay? So if I get paid on time, I will go to dinner with you tonight. This is very real, okay? Unreal, we change the form. So we're not using present tense, we're not using will, okay? We're using the, we're using the past tense and we're using would, okay? It's unreal, hypothetical. So for example, if Embassy gave me a bonus check this month, okay, gave, past tense, I would take you all out to dinner. The chances of Embassy giving me a bonus is just not going, it's very low, right? It's very unreal. So it's probably not going to happen. So you use this to talk about those things. If you want to talk about real things, use the real conditional with present simple and will. Unreal, you're going to use the past simple and would. Okay? So not too difficult. So let's look at some more examples. If I were you, I would leave soon. Okay? Who can give me a sentence using were and would? If I were... What? You can give an example?
If I were the president, I would change some rules in the country.
Good. If I were the president, I would change some rules in the country. Right? So were, would. Is Saleh going to become the president? Saleh for president, okay? Alright, so let's take another one. If she had $1 million, she would buy a house. Reem, what would you do if you had $1 million?
If I had $1 million, I would be back to my country.
You would go back to your country. Good. No, Reem, stay. Okay. If class was canceled, we'd all go for lunch. Okay? This is, I'll talk to you about this. So if class was canceled, we'd all go for lunch. Is class going to get canceled? No, it never gets canceled. We have no snow days. It's very sad. Okay, so if class was canceled, Jimmy, what would you do?
I would go have fun.
I would go have fun. Can you say it all together?
What's this again?
If
class was cancelled, I would go have fun.
I would go have
All
fun.
day.
All day long. Okay, good. Alright, next one. If I could see the future, I would bet a lot of money on the Super Bowl. Okay? Wejden, if you could see the future, what would you do? So you can just stay with this form. If I could see the future, I would, what would you do? If you knew the future,
Yeah.
what would you do?
I would be relaxed.
I would be relaxed. Okay, so say it all together. If I could see the future,
If I could see the future,
I
I
would.
would be relaxed.
Okay, good. Okay. So notice here, so most of the time with the unreal, you're going to see just were. If I were you, I would leave soon. If he were the teacher, he would be teaching Arabic. Okay? So normally it's were. No, could I usually say he were, she were? No. But in the unreal conditional, you can. And it's the one that's most often used. However, native speakers use was a lot. Like I use was all the time, and it's wrong, but it's probably more common than were. Because I am always thinking he was, she was, it was, not it were, he were, she were. So it can be confusing, right? So if you say, instead of if he were president, and you say if he was president, it's okay. Okay? So for more formal, you want to stick with were, but more informal, you can say was, and it's okay. Okay? So I want you to practice write 2 sentences. Okay? Just 2 sentences in the unreal. Okay? So remember, we are talking about unreal, things that cannot happen, or probably will not happen. Oh, that's so nice, Rhea. Oh, I would not be? Oh, I would be more careful. I can see the future, I would be more careful. Okie dokie. Alright, so I want everyone to go around the room. We're going to just share one of our sentences. Okay? Go ahead, Ryan.
If I were an actor, I would be famous.
Okay, if I were an actor, I would be famous. Moa?
If I were him, I wouldn't wear that.
I wouldn't wear that. Okay, good. Mohammed?
If I were rich, I would buy MBC school.
Good. If I were rich, I would buy MBC
And
school.
also, if I could be player, I would play in Spain.
If I could be what?
If I could be play,
A
football
player? A football player. Okay.
I would play in Spain.
Nice. Okay. Asian?
If I were you, I couldn't do such a thing.
If I were you, I couldn't do such a thing. Good.
If I could see the future, I would invest all my money in stocks.
Excellent. Jimmy?
If I were the king of the world, I would have named the earth.
Good. Washington, go ahead.
If I had a master's, I would get good salary.
A good salary. Good.
If I were a rich woman, I would help orphan children.
Excellent. Manahal, do you want to try? Okay, really, really good, everyone. Alright, we're going to complete this together. So we're going to fill in the blank with the correct form of the verb, okay? So what form of the verb are we using? Present or past?
Past.
Past, good. Okay, number 1, Reem.
If he worked more, he would finish in time.
Excellent. Wajdan, number 2.
They would do well on the test if they studied more.
Studied, very good. 3, Jim.
If I were you, I would run for president.
Good. If I were you, I would run for president. Could I say if I was you? If I'm talking to my friend? Okay, good. Number 4, Saleh.
Mary bought a new jacket if she had enough money.
Good. Bought. How do you spell bought?
B-R.
B-U-G-H-T.
Good. Okay. Number 5.
If Jason flew to New York, he visited the Empire State Building.
Okay, so
He would visit.
would visit.
Yeah.
Would, right? So do you notice that the if clause can come first or second? It doesn't matter. So instead of if he worked more, he would finish in time, I could say he would finish in time if he worked more. So you can always just switch it. Okay? Number 6, Maha.
We could take a break or postpone so nervous today.
Good, okay. So normally we're using would, but you use could. And you can do that sometimes. Like we could have, done something differently if we would have known. Okay? Very, very good. Moaz, do you want to try 7?
Sally gone. She would
Okay, so if Sally was or were gone? Or would it be go, or would it be, is there another word you could use? How about if Sally, like if I said he went, or I could say another word for went. Can't even think of it. Went, or like she went to the store. She just something.
Run.
She just ran to the store, or she just, the opposite of right? Left. She just left, right? So you can use that sometimes. That one's kind of tricky. So if Sally left, she wouldn't return. Okay, or if Sally went, she wouldn't return. You can use either went or left. Okay. Number 8. Noah? Oh, sorry. Ryan.
Alan wouldn't know if you asked him.
Good. Reem?
Jennifer would refer you for the position if she thought you were qualified.
Good. Question?
Alison wouldn't help them if they not ask for help.
Okay, and Jimmy?
If your mother were here, she would be surprised.
Okay, good. Okay, so now we're going to try an exercise. We're going to go around the room, and let's say, Reem, you're going to start the sentence. You're going to say the if clause. Okay, Weston, you're going to finish the sentence. You're going to say the would clause. Okay, so for example, if I had a cat, I would name it Jimmy. Okay, so go ahead. Do you understand?
Okay.
Just start and finish.
If I had a plan,
If I had a plan,
I will not resist.
if I had a plan, I would not resist. Okay, Jimmy, if
If I was rich,
if I was rich,
I would bought a house on the beach.
I would buy a house on the beach.
Buy a house on the beach.
Would buy. If
If I were you,
if I were you,
What about